Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. This is season 6, episode 11, otherwise known as episode 201. That's right, 201 episodes I've done so far. I hope to keep going. So welcome back for those of you who have been here before. For those of you who have not, welcome to my little corner of the internet where I do kind of not unusual things, but different things that mostly are centered around me, unfortunately, until I can get more people back on the show. But I like me, so I'm just going to keep doing it. All right, so we're going to get into our gardening. We're going to do gardening, maybe, but we're going to do mostly our trash in the hood. I have some good ones for you this time. Also, going to talk a little bit about the projects that I've gotten done, maybe show a couple of pictures, a couple of house hacks that I just found out that I needed to do this week. And also, then we'll wrap it up with our special cocktail edition of Spirit Times. So, all right, so without further ado, let's get into our Trash in the Hood. Dark Frog Social Media presents Trash in the Hood, weeks 147 and 148. All right, here we go. Week 147, day 1. This is me getting some water after we walked. Even though I did take that Camelback with me, I always need a lot of water when I come back, especially on really severely hot and muggy days. And this is what we picked up. So a liquor bottle, a beer can. There's a couple other beer cans underneath that were crushed. Some candy wrappers, candy boxes, and then some big pieces of metal. So we were going down El Salito this day, so we usually find a lot of bits of metal and pieces from accidents and stuff like that, and then hard pieces of plastic as well. There's a hard piece of plastic underneath all that, so a lot of bags, and it was quite interesting. But the lawn crew must have been out, and you see the cigarette butts that you see. And why do I know the lawn crew's been out? Because this second day, this is day 2 of week 148. You see here there's a lot of just schmooch and big pieces of paper. So they pulled cardboard and stuff like that away from the lawnmowers, but then they cut up like all the bits of receipts and metal that will break, and plastic that will break, and wood that will get chopped up by the lawnmower. And then of course we still had about 40 cigarette butts. So, and then we go into day 4. Now, day 4, we did a totally different path, and we found some unusual things. Well, actually, not unusual path, but we did find a complete Chick-fil-A container bag that someone threw out. So first we found the cup, and then we found the nugget container, and then we found the beverage container holder, and then we found the bag itself, plus a big piece of blue plastic that we just don't know what it is. Now, weirdly enough, we only found about 11 cigarette butts, so it was quite interesting. So this was yesterday on our walk down to Cypress Creek. So El Salito all the way down to Cypress Creek, and down Cypress Creek a bit, heading towards Anderson Mill. And then we turned back, took a quick break at the new coffee shop that's there. So you see that we got a Whataburger cup and a beer, and there's a spray can on the top right that we threw away in the trash because you can't recycle those. And it was still kind of full, so that was interesting. Cardboard and plastic, and then about 50 cigarette butts. So this is one of the walkers that was with me yesterday, and this is Julia of the Julia Takashita fame. Here we are at the little coffee shop over on the corner of Cypress Creek and El Salito. Really great place, only been open up for a couple weeks. And there's the man himself, looking spry. And of course, above me it says little coffee and gossip. So very interesting to have on a wall like that, but still, we got some good walks in this time. Okay, so that was our Trash in the Hood, and it was a good one. And we went to the new coffee place like I talked about. And no, we're not being sponsored by the coffee place. So it's on the corner of Cypress Creek and El Salito, and it's a real nice pair of guys that I think own the place. Really nice guys. They have a fantastic cortado. So if you're really into decent coffee and good coffee, and not just your regular stuff from Schmucks and all those other places, then please take a look if you're in the area. Go and have one, and if you're there and you're there early enough or late enough, let me know. Maybe I'll come. I'll come join you. So they have a nice cortado. They have a couple of good lattes, and they had like a sleeve of macarons that are really, really good. I'm not a fan of macarons. I just never really had them before, so or had a lot of them. So these were pretty good. So definitely check them out. Tell them Walking Trash Guy recommended it. You won't get anything, but at least they'll know that it's me, and so that'll be fun. All right, so let's now go into our Zen moment. Okay, and there was your Zen moment. So AI generated again. I keep trying that, and I'm going to try to do some other things with it as well, so I can get more and more familiar with AI. I kind of need it. I need to get used to it, not just for this show, but for my career and other things as well. So we'll be looking at that. I had a quick change, as you can tell, and now we're going to talk a little bit about the projects. Let's talk about the projects and see what we have. Okay, so I consider this the solar light project, or at least one of many. So what you see before you with little blue, almost like a blue label on it, are bottles of tequila. And thanks to JP, he knows who he is, for helping me empty these bottles via different ceremonies and games and whatnot, so that they can be made together for this. So these are fairy lights. I saw this years ago. I have two other strings like this. Um, and they are meant to light up little fairy lights. I took the caps off of the tequila bottles and I drilled a hole in it just wide enough for the lights to go through. And then I put, about 6 to 8 inches of lights into each bottle. And then I put the cap back on, or threaded it through the cap, then put the cap back on the bottle, and then put glue on top, so that not only will it keep the lights in the bottle, but it will also keep the lights from being pulled out when I set them up. So then I set them up around in the area that you see. This is the front of my house, and I waited for night. Okay, and here's what it looks like at night. So all the lights you see that are on right there are all solar lights. So the tiki torches and the spotlight that you see at the towards the left middle, but the tequila lights are show up, and they show up real nice still. The fairy lights are blue, and I have them blinking. I do have another set of tequila lights that are just to the left where that last tiki torch is on the far left of the image. But unfortunately, either the solar wasn't charging correctly, or unfortunately, people have tripped over them a couple times. So it may be that they are no longer with us. So I will need to look at replacing the lights with some more lights and bringing it back. So we'll see how that goes. But this was the solar light project. All right, so another quick break. Just had some lunch and played a little moon with the Pavlovskis. Lovely Zaida was able to get me some of her coconut tea, not only to make for myself next weekend, probably make some sun tea out of it, but also gave me some for the day. So good, so good. If you haven't tried it, you should try it out. Okay, so that was the lights project, and talking a little bit about gardening. So for those of you who may not be gardeners, or who want to start gardening, or if I'm wrong and there's major gardeners out there, please let me know so that I can be corrected and I can fix it and I can get stuff growing in my gardens again. So front yard, a mess. My cherry tree is beginning to take root, so it's beginning to grow. I can tell there's new growth on that tree, on the little pot that, I transplanted it from a little pot I picked up at the hardware store. Fantastic. The blueberry bush in the pot is growing like gangbusters. It's so good. So far I've picked maybe about 24 blueberries off it, and now it's growing still. So I'm giving it a chance to let those blueberries come to maturity so that I can pick those as well. So that's doing good. Everything else that I've planted sucks. So I have some bushes there, and I have some trees on the side of the house, and they're growing well, and I'm watering them, every other day, and I'm doing fantastic with them. I'm talking about the stuff I'm planting. All my sunflowers this year, nothing. All the blueberry that I planted in the center ring in the front of my house, nothing. Let's see. I've also This year I don't think I planted much else up front. I tried the sunflowers, like I said. I tried the rose bushes that I had the seeds for, try to grow them from seed. As you see, overall it is not doing good in the front. In the back is a different story, kind of. So I tried to grow some red and purple creeping thyme so I can get rid of some of these horrible monkey grass that I see that grows everywhere prolifically compared to the other grasses I have, and it didn't seem to do anything. I've planted 40,000 of those dust seeds out there, watered appropriately. I kept watering it as appropriately, and none of it grew. None of it. 40,000 of these dust seeds, and it really does look like dust to me, so that's why I'm saying that. And nothing. So, however, the cherry tree in the back is beginning to take hold. It's a little bit taking a little bit longer than the one in the front. I think it's because it gets a little bit more shade than it used to last season. There's a tree in the corner of the neighbor's house that is growing, and I think that is beginning to give it more shade than it needs. So I think it's not struggling. It's just taking a little bit longer. So as it's going to take 2 to 3 seasons anyway before I get any cherries, I still have hope. I'm not overly concerned. Garden beds. I believe I have some tomatoes beginning to grow, but they look very odd. And maybe I'll post a photo next time to see what y'all think about that. I have melons growing galore. At least the vines are growing everywhere, and they're trying to take over all the garden beds, so I'm trying to keep them in line. I don't mind if they grow outside the box. In fact, that's fine. I can let them grow along the grass, and everything's good. It's when they start trying to grow into the other garden beds and start trying to take over all the other garden beds that I'm like, no. Okay, so they're beginning to grow. I have a couple of melons about this size. I know my cousin Rosemary made fun of me, but hey, I got to start somewhere. So some melons about that big. Let's see, and the onions are growing well. The walking onions that I had that were growing last year, they're growing this year, and they're coming in strong. So I might harvest some of them again soon. There's some other things that are growing that I'm not sure what they are, because I planted a lot of seeds because of the animals that were digging up the third garden bed. So third garden bed, nothing. absolutely nothing growing in there, and I keep finding holes. So I'm trying a different deterrent other than the Irish Spring. The Irish Spring seemed to help for a little while, and then they're like, I don't care, it's Irish Spring, I'm used to it. Whatever. My pits smell nice now, but I'm gonna keep digging up your garden bed. So I put in a sonic repellent. It's a device that is supposed to drive the animals away. It doesn't hurt them. It may hurt them short term while it drives them out of my yard, but it's not going to hurt them permanently. It's not going to kill them. It's not anything like that. So I found it to be the most humane solution that I found online. So I will be doing. I have installed those. Let's see how they work. I'll let you know next time. So, question for the audience: what do you think? I have a good circle of stones in my front yard that I put in there. Actually, you saw some of it on the show, probably season 1, season 2. I have mulch in the center, but I also have soil, and I've dug up holes so that it reach and then put soil back in so that I can plant stuff there. Last year, season 5, I think y'all saw, I had some fantastic sunflowers. They came out huge. They were about that big. Flowers out to about there. I had cherry chocolate, I had the standard yellow, and then I had some orange gold ones that were out there too. Fantastic. I harvested some of the seeds because I was told that if you plant the seeds from the generation that grew there, then the next generation will grow even better. And nothing. So far, nothing. Anyway, so if anybody has a suggestion of what I maybe want to plant there, I was originally thinking I would want to plant rose bushes around in a sort of lunar circle type of thing, not a full circle, more of a lunar slice type thing. And then you can walk in from behind and then maybe plant other things, or maybe have the good fruit bush growing in the center. Well, I can't seem to get rose bushes to grow there. I can't seem to get anything sturdy to grow there that would be colorful. So I'm thinking I might just... Actually, I'm not sure what I'm going to think. So if you have any ideas for my front yard, please let me know. So we'll go from there. So send me any pictures you have of things that are growing in your yard. Doesn't have to be in Texas, can be anywhere, especially if you're growing things to eat. It'd be interesting to see what other kind of gardening warriors are out there and what they're planting. And if you were planting something unique, I would love to see that. I'm all about growing something unique if I can. Right now I'm just all about growing something. Anyway, so let me know. And so that's your gardening and hacks and that sort of thing that you can apply to your garden, or you can let me know what you apply to your garden, and we will grow together. So let's now go to our Spirit Times Cocktail Edition. Dark Frog Social Media presents Spirit Time Cocktail Edition. Today, the Manhattan Cocktail. Hey everybody. Welcome to Spirit Time Cocktail Edition. So, thanks to Jay Pavlowski for this idea. I did it last time. I'm doing it now. I'm going to continue to do it for the foreseeable future, because I was running out of ideas for certain types of beer or beer flavors that I knew that I could stomach, which is most of them. Wine, which I could stomach as well, but I also have to buy an entire bottle of wine if I want to present it on the show. And since I have no sponsors, that's right, no sponsors, xdoor.com, so I have to actually pay for it. And drinking a whole bottle of wine in the late afternoon on a Sunday, not my go-to. So I'm trying different things, and Spirit Times Cocktail Edition is now what we're doing. So I went ahead and I wasn't prepared for this show. You see, I still got my peepers on because I have to read the bottle. And but I did manage to get out on Friday and get some cocktails. I got a pre-mixed cocktail, and then I did get some I did get some liqueurs and various alcohols so that I can have a true cocktail and make it for you on the show. So what we're doing today is I picked this up. This is made from Bullet whiskey. It says best enjoyed straight up or over ice, made with straight rye whiskey, sweet vermouth, and bitters. For those of you that know what that is, we're looking at the Manhattan cocktail. That's right, Manhattan cocktail. And then on the side it says the only constant on the frontier, change. The frontier is not a place. It's our what? It's our innate capacity to evolve, to this is really to invent and to adapt to a rapidly changing world, all while steadfastly maintaining our highest standards and expectations for quality. Bullet Classic cocktails are an eloquent answer to this moment and every moment yet to come. Boy, that took a lot of work, and that wasn't the one I was expecting. The one I was expecting was on the other side of the bottle that says, this perfectly crafted cocktail is ready to enjoy. Feel free to serve neat, chilled, or over ice. Should you decide to garnish, you will have to grapple with the age-old debate. Lemon twist, orange twist, or cherries, which is so unfortunate because I just ate the last of my cherries yesterday. I wish I had some. I would have put this with cherries. Choose whatever you want. You're the bartender here. So that's right. So this is from Bullet Whiskey. For those of you who may have tried it, it's really good. Distilled in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee, produced by Bullet Cocktail Company, St. Genevieve, Missouri. Contains caramel color. Boo! So they're adding color to make it look a little bit darker. Boo! Boo! But that's okay. This is actually this is recyclable and returnable in Iowa, Maine, and Vermont for Iowa for a nickel, and Maine and Vermont for 15 cents. Boy, I'd like to drive up there just to make my 15 cents. Okay, so here we go. Nice green bottle. This is actually a pretty heavy bottle, so I'm thinking that it's relatively thick glass. We'll find out when we pour it. So let me break off the plastic. Like I told you, I'm totally unprepared for this episode. I apologize to everyone. I'm trying to get the plastic peeled back. There we go. Get it down so that I can twist it off, because it is a twist off. Actually, it's not a twist off. Look at that. It's like a plastic cork. Fantastic. Alright, so we're going to pour it out. Remember, it's got the caramel color, so we're expecting something dark. So let's see what we get. Ooh, a nice dark golden caramel color. I'm going to pour it all out if I can, which I can. Unfortunately, no oranges, no lemons, no limes, no kiwis, no pomegranates, no anything else, no cherries, no snozbetties, for those of you who may know. This glass is still about a pound. Maybe a little bit more. This is real heavy duty glass. I might try to see if I can reuse this for something, but anyway, makers at Bullet, good on you for going with glass, 1, and 2, that it's recyclable, and 3, that you're staying away from the plastics, though this may be plastic. So you get 95, you don't get 100 out of 100. So let's see. Here we go, the classic Manhattan. Smells good. You can smell that Bullet whiskey. Woo! Wow. I wasn't expecting to hit my palate like I'm getting beat up because I owe somebody money. Wow, that is truly fantastic. I could see myself drinking this on a Friday night on a happy hour. Maybe wow. Um, Maybe later on having a steak while I'm finishing this up. This is what this is meant for. Oh, fantastic smell. That rye whiskey is just top notch. So I'm gonna drink this slowly. I'm gonna finish the program and still have a lot to drink because this is not one that you quaff. This is one that you take your time on because you want to enjoy the flavors and the different layers of flavors that come to you. So, like it said, it has bitters in it as well, where you get a touch of as you let it slide down the back of your throat. God, that is really good. Um, I wish I had someone here to enjoy it with so that we could just talk about our next episode or maybe even do an episode. But I'm going to give that 8 thumbs up. 8 thumbs up, by the way. And also, by the way, Brother Rob is not a big fan of cocktails, so he may or may not be ever joining us for this cocktail edition. But 8 thumbs up. Bullet Whiskey, you're doing a fantastic job. I'll see if I can get some other ones so that we can rate them as well. If you didn't like my 8 and you thought I deserved more, by all means, please reach out to me any way, shape, or form that you can, and let's have a discussion, and we can do that. So, thank you for watching this episode of Cocktails. And if you have a special cocktail that you really like and you want me to have it on the show, send me a note and I'll start adding them up. I think I got one here yesterday, but I was already going with the Manhattan. So, thanks a lot. Okay, and there you have it, everybody. The Manhattan. Thanks for Spirit Time How for doing his cocktail edition. So, that is our show for the day. I want to thank everyone for watching. I appreciate it. If you liked what you saw, please leave me a comment or follow my channel on YouTube. That's Javier In The Air. And most of them have this image on the thumbnail. So there is another Javier In The Air out there. I'm not sure what he does anymore. But as far as I know, he's still out there. But Javier In The Air, this ugly mug. Go with it, watch it, enjoy it. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns, please let me know. You can get a hold of me either by sending me a note here on this YouTube channel, reaching out through my YouTube handle, which is hashtag Javier In The Air 01. You can also reach me by email, Instagram, phone, text, semaphore, or anything else you know how to get a hold of me. I will return. I respond to all my comments. So enjoy sending me whatever you want. If you have cocktail suggestions, like I suggested in the Spirit Times, then please let me know. Anything you'd like to see on the show, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. If you have a mom and pop business in the Austin Cedar Park area, I'd love to come out and check out your wares and have you on the show. If you'd like to be a guest host or something along those lines, please let me know. I can set up the studio here, my studio apartment. I don't have an apartment, it's a house. So my studio house, and we can go from there. So, all right, everyone, have a good rest of your week. Try to stay cool today. Chances are, forecast is looking like it's going to start raining the middle of this week and then rain through the entire week in the Austin Cedar Park area. So if you're somewhere where there's flooding, please be safe. If you're somewhere that is melting, please be safe. And I will talk to you all again next time. Thanks a lot, everyone.